Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-933-93. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Jeffy will join us with Chewing the Fat. I don't know what kind of mood he's in. You know, usually it's you say our normal greeting in the morning. Hey, Jeffy. Morning, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Today it was morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it might just be you, because he came in here earlier and he and I had a good chuckle together.
Oh, really? Did you?
Yeah, I think it's you, man. I'm
it
sorry
must be
to
me.
say that. Yeah.
I don't know what I did, but
a lot of times it's, hey, Jeffy, how you doing? Oh! Oh! So good, right? It's,
yeah.
But I don't know. This could go either way, huh?
I guess so.
All right. We'll
see.
Find out shortly.
We'll soon see. Did the Secret Service agents get inappropriately close to Trump family members? Yeah, 2 Trump family members got inappropriately and perhaps dangerously close to agents protecting them while Donald Trump was president. That's according to a new book that's coming out called Zero Fail, The Rise and Fall of the Secret Service by Washington Post reporter Carol Leonig. Going to be published next week. Apparently, Vanessa Trump started dating one of the agents who had been assigned to her family. Now, she filed for uncontested divorce in 2018 from Donald Trump Jr. And then Leonig also writes that Tiffany Trump, Donald Trump's other daughter, the forgotten Trump, the invisible Trump almost, because she's from Marla Maples. Anyway, she broke up with her boyfriend and began spending an unusual amount of time with a Secret Service agent on her detail. Oh, my. Now, they said they weren't romantically involved, but just happened to be in places where they were alone together. It just worked out that way. There was nothing to it, though. So, I guess the Secret Service has enough scandals going on right now without adding to it, without starting to date members of families that they're protecting. They've got a rule against that, of course, in the Secret Service.
I think that was the only thing left, right? For the Secret
Service. They hadn't
done? Yeah. I think now we've covered all the bases.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it. Over 120 former military officers have warned of Biden's tyrannical policies. 120 retired flag officers, military officers entitled to carry a flag indicating their rank, have signed a letter warning Americans of the tyrannical and dictatorial threats posed by the Biden administration. Our nation is in deep peril. We are in a fight for our survival as a constitutional republic like no other time since our founding in 1776, according to the letter. The conflict is between supporters of socialism and Marxism versus supporters of constitutional freedom and liberty. That spells it out pretty well, really. Yes, that's exactly right. Retired Major General Joe Arbuckle, a spokesperson for Flag Officers for America, told the Daily Caller that the group's purpose in writing the letter was to encourage citizens to take a close look at what's happening to our nation. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? And then get involved now at the local, state, and national level to elect political representatives and officials who will act to save America, our constitutional republic, and hold those currently in office accountable. Arbuckle further emphasized that the signatories of the letter firmly believe our nation is in deep peril.
And the discrediting of this group begins post-haste.
Probably 15 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
The letter expressed support for measures to ensure election integrity and warned that the Biden administration has launched a full-blown assault on our constitutional rights in a dictatorial manner, referencing the more than 50 executive orders he's signed so far. The letter stated that the population control actions, such as excessive lockdowns, school and business closures, and most alarming, censorship of written and verbal expression, are all direct assaults on our fundamental rights. It also identified a number of other national security issues, including open borders, which jeopardize national security by increasing human trafficking, drug cartels, and terrorists' entry, and humanitarian crises. And China, the greatest external threat to America. But, I mean, China is nothing compared to what's going on inside the country. Nothing. It is all of the Marxism, all of the idiocy, the wokeism, all of that stuff that is bringing us down from within. China's not going to have to lift a finger. Under a Democrat Congress and current administration, our country has taken a hard left turn towards socialism and a Marxist form of tyrannical government, the letter concluded. Signatories of the letter included President Ronald Reagan's National Security Advisor, John Poindexter. That's great. Mm-hmm. 120 former military officers. Nice to see that, it's not just us, that other people are becoming alarmed and maybe people in a position to do something about it. And to rally Americans to stand up and put a stop to it.
Every day we get something. I mean, look at these gas lines across the East Coast running out of fuel. One of your audience members last night in Wilmington, North Carolina, this was last night, said 61% of the gas stations were out. It's just, that's just the latest flare-up in Joe Biden's America. Mm-hmm. It's definitely... We're at risk here. Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as the economy is concerned, we're really right in 1977 or 1978 right now.
Yeah,
it's Jimmy Carter's America with high inflation, with gas lines, with an oil crisis going on.
When the far left spin is, this inflation is only going to last until the fall. Wow. Okay, then. We just got into spring. I mean, and their spin is, this is just going to last through the summertime. It'll be fine. I mean, maybe you stop printing some cash and all this money and stop sending out checks. I mean, these poor companies that now want to open, that are now getting lifted from lockdowns, they can't hire people because nobody wants to work because it's more beneficial to their wallets to sit at home and watch TV and collect government checks. Oh, boy, we're screwed.
Yeah, did you see people making about $32,000 a year? It's not worth it for them to go back to work because they make more than that on unemployment right now. Somebody was telling me, gosh, it's just, somebody went from, they were making $800 a month at their job. $800 a month. Which really sucks.
Sure.
On unemployment, they're making $3,400 a month. I think they said $3,400 a month.
Andrew Yang got his income
on unemployment.
You try to pry this away from people going forward.
Oh wow, they're going to be pissed. They are going to be pissed.
And just even mentioning that. That, hey, McConnell, somebody, maybe we should pull back. No, oh my gosh, you hate me. You want me to starve to death?
Right. Once you start those benefits, and that's why people are so, that's why they cling so much to Social Security and Medicare, because they're used to it.
Yep. We become junkies, and the federal government is our dealer.
They're on the government teat, if you will, and they don't want to get off. And so... that's the problem with these handouts. Once you start them, you can't take them away. You can't. It's virtually impossible. So now we're getting into the price gouging thing again. Governor Ralph Northam declared a state of emergency. I think like 5 or 6 states have declared states of emergency due to the potential gas shortage. Many in Central Virginia are already experiencing them, and some of the phone lines at the news outlets have been flooded, questioning whether a gas station on Williamsburg Road is price gouging. Over the course of the day, they say prices climbed out of the ordinary. Well, okay. What does that mean? I guess
supply and demand doesn't apply?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Does the same person...
Not to gas, anyway.
Right. When people are calling the TV station, do they also make that phone call from inside the airport when they're like, I want this bottle of water, but it's $6?
Yeah.
Send the governor down here to do something about this. No.
Or call from Kroger. Hey, have you seen the price of this milk? This milk is like $3.80.
And to circle back, if I could play Jin Saki for a second, this is exactly, the more they're printing these dollars and sending these checks out, that's creating an inflation of its own. So you're getting this free money, yet you're taking it to buy goods that have been jacked up in price. Okay.
Yes, well, how many times have we warned about the printing of money and what's going to come of that? Inflation is going to come of that. And somehow they staved it off for this long through the machinations of the Fed, for one thing. But they've done this all through smoke and mirrors for about, 5 to 10 years now.
Oh gosh, no,
more than that. Yeah, more than that. But especially since the collapse in 2008. And now it's just catching up to us.
It's fun, right?
No.
I
don't like it. It's not fun. I'm not having fun with it.
No.
I don't want to pay $70 for a fill-up of my tank. It's $70 yesterday. Tuesday's national gas average stood at $2.98. And meanwhile, people filled up at this Sunoco station on Williamsburg Road in Virginia for $3.24. So okay, is that a price gouge situation? Okay, $2.98, $3.24. Now it's expensive. Drive down the road. Is there only one gas station in Virginia? Come on now, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, and then somebody else said that South Texas, like the gas station ran out of gas, even though there's absolutely no impact. It's just what they're seeing, the fear spreading. But I don't know, Joe. You think something like a Keystone pipeline might be worth having right about now?
Geez.
Or any number of projects?
Interestingly, Jen Psaki was asked something like that yesterday by what's-his-face, Ducey from
he's good.
From Fox News. It's turned out to be a pretty good little reporter.
I'm liking Peter Ducey.
Yeah, I am too. And here's what Psaki answered.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Two topics. I'll move quick. Is the White House rethinking their opposition to new pipeline projects since one really important one goes offline and gas stations start running dry?
I wouldn't say we look at it through that prism, Peter. We look at it, we analyze both the impact, the economic impact, as well as the environmental impact. And that will certainly remain the case, but we look at each pipeline project individually.
Wow. Talk about enraging.
Yeah, the environmental cause is just, all it does is provide cover for Marxist policy. The end.
We don't look, I'm sorry, Peter, just to condescend to you for a minute, we don't look at it through that prism, that stupid prism. What we look at it as is a bunch of left-wing freaking idiots who only care about climate change. And so do we care about your family being able to eat this week? No, we don't. Because the temperature has gone up. I don't know if you know this, Peter. The temperature has gone up 0.7 degrees in the last 50 years, okay? And we really believe, we're so egomaniacal, we believe we can control that. We can fix it. And so if we can just get you to stop driving, in fact, this is good for us because we don't want you to drive. So when the price goes up to, as it did in this particular instance, there was another gas station.
Not Williamsburg Avenue?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe this was the BP gas station on Williamsburg Road.
Wow.
The price was posted at $2.79. Went into prepay. He only got 12 gallons. The guy said, yeah, the price was $4.99, although it was posted at $2.79. She went home, came back later. Within an hour, the price was $6.59. So then the NBC crew showed up, noticing signs saying no gas. Two of the higher level gas options were covered up, but the 87 octane level wasn't. On the meter, it read $6.99 a gallon.
Good times. Very, very Weimar Republic.
But to Jen Psaki, that's fine because we're worried about, we don't look at it through the prism of whether or not you could afford gas, okay?
Sure, yeah.
We don't give a rat's ass about gas and your family and what you're paying at the pump, even though you can't afford it, and we know you can't. That's good because eventually you'll have to take, public options. You'll have to take public transportation. You'll have to take the bus.
Do we know the gas toilet paper exchange rate currently? Like, what is the equivalent there? So like 1-ply gets you 1 gallon of 87. 2-ply, you get the 89 grade.
I'm not sure the exchange rate currently.
But the good part is that Joe Biden doesn't tweet mean stuff. So
yeah,
we got that going for us.
Yeah, we do. Wow. He doesn't say mean stuff either, as we just showed you. These people are such buffoons, such morons. They're such idiocy that it's you can't even put it into words.
Yeah, I'm sorry to report that if it's just the 1 year term, or excuse me, the 4 year term, the one term, that we are just 7.5% through this ride. If he's in there for 8 years, 3.7% through this ride. You're welcome.
Not good. I mean, look what's happened so far, just since January 20th. This is incredible. The damage they've done already.
111 days out of
unbelievable
1461.
Hey, guys, it's just unbelievable.
I mean, what does America look like at the end of this term? No matter whether it's Harris at the end or Biden. 1461. We're on
torn to shreds. We're torn to shreds by the end of this. Torn to shreds.
Can we Jimmy Carter? I mean,
I'd rather have Jimmy Carter
pass the baton right now.
Yeah,
please.
Jimmy Carter was more reasonable than Biden Harris. Let me tell you about Texas Superfood. This is really good stuff. This comes from only the finest quality ingredients, all natural ingredients. Each ingredient has been certified and selected to give you the optimal nutritional intake. And Texas Superfood has grab-and-go packaging. So you're going to be able to guarantee that your Texas Superfood will be there when you need it. You can take it with you wherever you go. All the fruits and vegetables used to make Texas Superfood are grown organically from locally sourced farms. It's the highest quality nutritional supplement that is available on the market. You're going to feel better. You're going to sleep better. You're going to have more energy when you get this nutrition into your body. Because, again, if you're like me and you don't eat vegetables ever, this is a great way to get them in your diet. Just go to TexasSuperfood.com. Check it out today. TexasSuperfood.com.
Beware. Pat Gray is unleashed.
I will say $6.99 a gallon right now seems excessive, but they don't have the supply right now. They don't have the supply, especially back east. I haven't noticed a single station run out of gas here in Texas. Have you?
Short of just the listener that said that the gas stations in South Texas in their town.
Okay.
Panic buying.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And again, the panic buying is happening at the grocery stores, too. But, supply and demand. What is excessive? What is gouging, I guess? And how do you know when you're gouging your customers and when you're just doing, you're raising it to take advantage of the supply versus the demand? If people want more than is being supplied, then you're going to have to charge more for it.
Yeah, and if your competitors are at a certain price level, then it would behoove you to be up there as well, right? But, I mean, if you want to keep it, that you're going to either reward or punish these community gas stations after this passes.
Right.
You're going to remember the places that kept it at $2 a gallon.
If somebody goes up to $15 a gallon, you're going to remember that. You're going to say, I'm not going to go there when this thing is over. I'm not going there.
That's how the market works. You don't need the government to be involved. I'm going to remember the place that gouged me during the hurricane or whatever.
Let the free market work.
Yeah.
And that did happen in Houston during the evacuation and when was that? 2005, I think, Hurricane Rita, when everybody left, but the hurricane didn't hit us. So you had 3 million people trying to leave at the same time. And they all got stuck on the freeway. And fortunately, we decided not to try to leave. And so you couldn't get gas. Everybody ran out of gas on the freeway. It was just an ugly situation. And it was really hot and humid, and people died. It was really awful. And there was a gas station that was north of Houston that was charging $15 a gallon. Well, the state went after them after that happened and charged them with price gouging. And is that necessary? No, just let the market work that out.
I've been asking for a coherent definition of price gouging for years and years. I went to dictionary.com. This is the definition for price gouging. An act, or thank you, pop-up ad. An act or instance of charging customers too high a price for goods or services.
Yeah, what's too high?
Thank you. Wait.
What's too high?
Don't do that.
What is too high?
And for a state?
What is a fair share and what is too high? We need Democrats and left-wing Marxists to identify those two things for us. What's too high and what's my fair share? Okay? It's agonizing. It really is.
And compared to what? You know, like what is normal?
Yeah, right.
Because every day market forces change, right?
Yes.
So it's a... My gosh, it is.
It's impossible to define.
Frustrating.
It's impossible. What's too high is when people just shun your gas station. They're not going to go there. If $15 a gallon, and that is too high for me, I'm not going to pay $15 a gallon. So I'll just wait until the price goes down, or I'll go somewhere else. And if nobody else has gas, I guess I'm going to have to walk for a while.
Here's a crazy thought. Follow me here. Let's say times are good, Pat. Times are normal, all right? There's not a gas pipeline shut down or anything like that. Why don't you keep some extra gas on hand and be a Boy Scout? Stay prepared, right? You could do that.
Where do I store that gas? Exactly. That's a little dangerous.
Is it?
Yeah, a little.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, never mind then. Then I live dangerously. How about that?
So you got a store of gas somewhere on your property. Oh, okay. We're coming to your house now.
It's not.
We're gonna find a road there.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. You gotta find a road.
Little visit to Keith Malinak. My brother-in-law's wife had her dad. So my brother-in-law's. This is my wife's brother's wife.
This is fun. Keep going.
And
now, if you were in the South, you could just say my cousin, and then you'd land on the same spot.
Right, that's true. True, but this is not my cousin.
Okay.
So my brother-in-law's wife's dad was a guy who was very, very, very prepared. He was a John Bircher, and he believed, that the government should be limited in their power, and he believed that they were getting out of control. And I mean, he believed this a long time ago.
John Birchers don't look so crazy right now, do they?
They honestly don't. But he built underground facilities on his property and stored gasoline there. A lot of gasoline.
Wow.
Yeah, hundreds of gallons.
I wish I had known the man.
He was an interesting guy, and he had what many people would consider to be nutty ideas. But nobody was more prepared than that guy. He was prepared with gold. He had...
Oh, why don't I know this man?
He had things hidden. He had underground gas facilities.
You just got to remember to mix in the stable. The mixture that keeps the gas fresh. You don't want the gas... I'm a helper.
That sounds weird that you know that.
I'm communicating to everyone west of the Mississippi. Because those of you east of the Mississippi, it's too late for these tips. Sorry.
Too late. All right. We got this sent to us from Tobin for Pope campaign. He says, I have to share this with Pat heads for the headline alone. Pat will love it.
Oh, I don't know that I sent this to them. Do you guys have the Cuba headline, vaccines? Cuba is punching above their weight.
Yeah, Cuba punches above its weight to develop its own COVID vaccines. Cuba developed their own?
Oh, that's what I'm getting.
Their own?
Oh, now I'm on board. Cuba's got a vaccine? Oh, sleeve is rolled up. Give it to me, Cuba.
Well, yeah, look how well it worked out with China and their vaccine. It worked out so well with the Chinese vaccine that everybody who's vaccinated right now is still getting the virus. So it's going really well with these third world vaccines that are going around.
There was those 3 days where you felt invincible. It's
right.
Totally worth it, right?
Right. Island hit by biggest economic crisis since the collapse of the Soviet Union has 2 vaccines in phase 3 clinical trials. Thank you very much.
Trials in Cuba.
To show that they punch above their weight. You know?
The only thing less popular than putting...
That's punch drunk. This is punch.
I love it.
This is punch above its
That's
weight.
fairly typical of the way that Danes have punched above their weight in international affairs.
Sure.
I've said this before, but I want to repeat. Norway punches above its weight.
Norway does. They really
we
do.
have no stronger ally than the Netherlands. They consistently punch above their weight.
Okay, yeah.
Ireland punches above its weight.
How'd you know he's
Ireland?
The Philippines is not the largest of countries.
Right, but
in using a phrase from boxing, punches above its weight.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
To use a phrase from boxing. Ugh. Yeah, but he didn't praise Cuba there. Oh, that's right. He praises them when the mics are off. My bad.
Yeah, well, what he praises for them is not punching above their weight, but their economic system is so good. Oh. And their healthcare system is second to none.
We should probably clarify for Judy, I'm not really rolling up my sleeve to get the Cuban vaccine. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying that for her, because she was probably very shocked at you.
Judy was
at your stance
like,
there.
I thought you were against vaccines.
Yeah, you won't take the American vaccines, but you go to Cuba and roll up your sleeve there. What are you, some kind of commie?
Was a joke.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Judy, calm down.
Calm down.
Mm-hmm. He was being facetious.
Yeah.
If you will.
And I will. That's a pat line for 20 years now. And I will. I would always say that.
I will.
I would always go to you and be like, if you will, and I will.
It's almost a disease at this point, isn't it? All this stupid
your
things.
Audience is constantly, I don't want to say complaining, but talking about how like you have ruined their ability to have a normal conversation in their lives. Because they'll let these lines slip out, and like the people are like, "What are you talking about?"
Me? And
who's Ivan?
You're welcome. What do you mean?
Just listeners. It's just listeners. Yeah, it's all of us.
No, it's even worse for everybody who's here every single day listening to this.
Why do you always say "Burr"? I'm cold, Burr. Why can't you just say "adjust the thermostat"? I don't understand. Yeah, never ends.
Yeah.
Never.
And again, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
I mentioned this, I think, briefly the other day, and I'm not sure if we talked about it on the air or just off the air, but Fauci, Dr. St. Anthony Fauci, has predicted that mask wearing could eventually become seasonal and permanent on a seasonal basis, as a protection against ailments like the flu that can also spread through the air. He said Americans over the course of the pandemic have gotten used to wearing... No.
This guy.
Let me just say no.
My foot's going to end up somewhere seasonally.
Honestly, have you gotten used... Well, you certainly, you're the wrong person to ask, but I certainly have not become used to it. I forget it every single time I leave my car. I have it in the... the middle little compartment there.
Yeah.
And I pull it out to when I have to have it.
Sure.
And I forget it every single time. Every single time. I'm not used to it. I hate it. I want to stop wearing this freaking mask. And now he's saying it may become permanent. Oh,
dude needs to retire.
Yeah, he really does. Look at it. And look at him there.
Just flaunts it. Look at him.
And that was last year, too, during the height of this thing. Got some tweets here via Getty. So we found the bastard.
Yeah,
we finally found him.
Got him.
And he's still tweeting from prison, I hope.
FBI's
From
out.
prison.
Thank you.
I hope.
Thank you.
If we're in Carter 2.0, does that mean the second coming of Reagan is next? Please say yes.
Oh,
yes!
yes.
Oh, yes.
I hope so.
And his name is Ron DeSantis.
I was just going to say. Effing Florida man. The Plugs administration perpetuated the pipeline hack to push their climate change BS and to distract from the Arizona audit. I think that's quite possible, actually. Extra white tweets. Taxes are price gouging.
Thank you.
Yes. Pink Floyd 53. So when will that fleet of electric cars be rolling out?
I know.
Isn't it? I'm sure it's just coincidental.
What's that?
And I hesitate to even bring it up.
It is interesting, though.
Such a coincidence that
What?
GM, who is essentially enmeshed with the U.S. government ever since the bailout, GM is rolling out this huge campaign of 32 new electric vehicles that are coming. We got something for everyone, and they've got what's his face, Maxwell. No, you know who I'm talking about? The guy with the crazy hair.
Oh. Malcolm Gladwell.
Malcolm Gladwell.
Yes.
Malcolm Gladwell is in
Doing
these
the
spots.
ads,
Yeah.
I like Malcolm, too.
I haven't seen these.
I do too, but they're running this heavy, in-your-face
they are.
schedule about all the electric vehicles that are coming, and then we have a gas shortage, or a gas crunch, or a squeeze, if you will.
Delivery system issue.
I'm sure it's total coincidence, absolute coincidence. Don't even worry about it. Forget I even brought it up. Especially since it's time now.
Yeah, baby.
To get into, well, not get into it. To perhaps listen to his rantings and ravings. Chewing the fat with Jeffy coming just as soon as his introduction music is.
Jeffy, wait for your intro, man.
I mean, shh.
It's so good. It's so good.
Never gets old.
It doesn't. It's so good.
If anyone's on a jog right now, they're running down the road, ripping their earbuds out of their head.
All right. I know you may be wondering, hey, when can I get my kids under 13 on Instagram? I know you're asking yourself that question. Well, InstaKids is coming, so you can relax.
InstaKids?
So I know, listen, sure, a group of 44 attorneys general asked Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg to ditch plans to develop an Instagram platform for children younger than 13, because that's the current age for the cutoff of Facebook services. They cited studies showing that social media negatively impacts youngsters' physical and emotional health, expressed concerns about Facebook's previous shortcomings in protecting society's youngest members. Sure, there was about 20 million images of child sexual abuse reported on Facebook platforms last year. Facebook's response? Quit your whining. Okay, get over it. Well, officially they said, look, InstaKids is going to have more parental controls, no advertising, and be crafted with input from privacy and child safety experts. So really, quit your whining.
Is this the same Mark Zuckerberg that doesn't allow his own kids to be on social media?
I don't know if it's the same guy or not. I just know that.
Probably a different one.
Just know that. Here's something to just shake your head at and go, yeah, it figures. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. You know her, you love her. Wished.
No, I really don't.
No, you know her, you love her.
No,
Nancy
you're
Pelosi is what I'm talking
completely off base on
about.
that. That's weird.
You got half of that right.
That you haven't read the fact that I don't love her.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
It's a bad read on your part.
All right. I apologize.
Bad read. Yeah.
She wished Baseball Hall of Famer Willie Mays happy 90th birthday.
Aw, that's
to an all-American icon.
Oh, that's cool.
Except it was a photo of Willie McCovey, who died in 2018. That's it. That's it, though. Take it down. Take it down.
If that is a Republican.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Any Republican.
Oh, my gosh. Just torn apart.
CNN's running nonstop coverage on how racist, because they all look alike, and you couldn't tell the difference.
Yep. They reposted it. They took it down and they reposted it. And it was a staffer who inadvertently selected the wrong photo for the tweet. And the photo we wanted to use was the speaker and Willie Mays at Willie McCovey's August 2018 wedding. Wrong photo. right wedding, we apologize for the error. So it was just it's an inadvertent
We don't get to
mistake.
follow up on Jeffy's analysis of
Well,
that?
yes, we do, because another thing that I got out of that was they talk about Willie McCovey dying in 2018, but then the picture was from his wedding in 2018. So I'm thinking, wait, he died the same? Yes, he was married in August, dead in October. Sad, really. Sad, really, that his wife, widow, now, just 35 years younger, has to live without him. It's just, I'm sure it's just a coincidence that they got married.
Are you insinuating?
I'm not insinuating. I'm just telling you the facts.
You're insinuating that they weren't really in love.
Oh my gosh, I didn't pick that up at all.
They were also a longtime girlfriend. She fell in love after she was his nurse for a long time, helping him with rehab. And they finally tied the knot.
That old-fashioned love story. It's beautiful.
And they tied the knot, and then he died. That's all I'm saying.
That's the cynic.
I'm saying.
You guys are the cynics. I'm saying it's forever love, and you were
it's an old-fashioned love story.
Right.
I think it's pretty safe to say that we're all concerned about COVID-19, right? I mean, we really are. I mean, COVID-19 is ravaging India right now. We have travel bans in place, and the WHO, the World Health Organization, WHO, finally said that the coronavirus variant first identified in India last year is now being classified as a variant of global concern, with some preliminary studies showing that it spreads more easily. Well, they're only, I don't know what, a few weeks, months behind that. Oh, maybe a year behind that. But people in India are using a new therapy now because they're so concerned. They're using cow dung therapy. Some have taken to rubbing cow feces and urine on their bodies to fight away the virus.
Look away.
Now, the cow is a sacred symbol of life and death. And so some residents in the western part of the country have been visiting the cow shelters and rubbing the excrement on their bodies and then hug the cows in honor while the mixture dries on their body. And then they wash it off with milk or buttermilk. And so, here's the thing.
Some cattle. I'm driving to the town.
Here's the thing. Doctors are warning against the practice.
What?
No.
They're saying there's no proof it boosts immunity or helps treat COVID.
So no cow poop.
So, I mean, there's also other health risks involved in smearing or consuming these products.
Like what?
Other diseases can spread to humans. It's just, I know, it's just really weird that there's.
I mean, it's a cult everywhere. This stuff is just ridiculous, man.
It's pooped in your pants.
I pooped my pants.
Yeah, no, they didn't, though.
They didn't.
No, they're just taken from the cow.
All right.
You pooped on your face.
Oh man, if that's the cure, you know what? You're not going to catch COVID if you rub that cow poop and pee all over.
Yeah, I'm going to
you.
die of COVID.
You know what?
Because I'm not doing
I'll
that.
get back to you.
I'm not doing that.
I'll get back to you. On that. Good news for the people that bet on Medina Spirit to win the Derby. You can keep it. It's yours. Don't worry about it. Even if the horse and the owner have to give up the victory, which is on hold for now. If they after one failed drug test, now the owner, if they have to give it up, the owner has to give $1.8 million to Mandalone's owner. It's a second sample confirms the initial result. It'll be the third horse in 147 years to lose its winning title.
A veterinarian just told him, "Here, rub this ointment on."
I know.
How was he supposed to know there were steroids in it? I had no idea.
He said, "Look, Baffert has had 30 failed drug tests for his horses over 4 decades of his career.
What?
And 5 in about the last year. And he's baffled. He's baffled by the problem.
Because he was talking about libel.
Well, he said,
I don't
believe. Thank you. He said it was cancel culture. It was reported that a groomer who peed on the hay and the horse ate it after drinking cough syrup.
Oh, come on.
And then, yesterday, in the statement, he said, we rubbed Medina Spirit with an ointment that contained betamethasone, and trainers are required to stop administering it 14 days before the race, but we were giving him the ointment up until a day before the Derby. Who knew that in the antifungal ointment called Automax that betamethasone was in there?
It's impossible to know.
No. We didn't know. So I just wanted. I love the. I love
when
the
it says it on the box. It's in too tiny a print to ever read that.
He said, "I've been told."
Nobody could know.
He said yesterday in his statement, "I've been told by the equine pharmacology experts that this could explain the test results."
No.
So I wanted to be forthright about this fact as soon as I learned this information. Did you? Did you, Bob?
It's a fascinating story and turnaround because he was so adamant.
I know.
I
know. So he's going to be at the Preakness this week.
I know.
And because it's going to be a few weeks before we get the second test back. Are you kidding me? What are we? I mean, this is not America anymore.
I love
a few weeks.
Trump's quote on this. So now even our Kentucky Derby winner, Medina Spirit, is a junkie.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you listen to the clip before the beginning of this show today, one of the last stories that I teased before it cut me off about the Greyhound story.
Oh, it was expertly
you
edited.
should, obviously subscribe to Chewing the Fat podcast to hear the entire story. But I'll help you out a little bit. I talked about greyhounds who have tested positive for meth. And so they're giving the greyhound racing dogs meth to help them race.
Why? What does that do for them?
It makes them relax and chase the rabbit around the freaking racetrack.
All right. I don't know that. I mean, there's different kinds of steroids, right?
Yes.
There's anabolic steroids, which help your muscles grow and strengthen you, and if you use them the way they're intended to be used.
And this is just an anti-inflammatory.
This is an anti-inflammatory.
And
I've gotten a million times at the doctor's office.
And some of the tracks actually allow it.
Yeah, I don't. So I don't know why, because it's not anabolic. So why? What's the big deal?
Well, that's why they're trying to get with the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Act, which goes into effect next year. So that, I think that covers all of it. And so they don't have the separate testing facilities, and they all different. And this track you can rub this, and this track you can rub that.
Right.
I know.
I'm kind of hung up on the Meth Head Greyhounds. That's a good band name, by the way. I just see dogs running around with like teeth that are cracked and missing. No, that's not what a meth head greyhound is.
It's also fascinating because it's Bob Baffert, right?
Yeah.
The trainer, the horse's trainer. Maybe next time, rather than using the steroid, you try something that's not a drug, like Omega XL. If your horse,
oh my gosh,
if your horse has a lot of inflammation, there's some other ways you can go.
I love that.
That I'm pretty sure are probably legal for the horse to ingest on race day.
Let's just make this clear. This is a Pat Gray recommendation for your horses, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll tell you about that in about 15 minutes. So if you've got a horse, or you're a horse, or you just have inflammation and you're a human, we'll tell you how to deal with that.
Humans should ingest it, though. They shouldn't rub it on themselves, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Like the ointment Automax that Baffert was
don't
using.
rub it on yourself.
I mean, I was glad that Baffert was told by the pharmacology experts that could explain the test result.
Yeah. Really?
Thank you. Did you want to be upright and forthright, Bob? Did you? Okay. Let's go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for a moment, shall we?
Yeah, the one that doesn't have Foreigner included
that's
inside
correct.
it.
The fan vote numbers are in.
Oh, good.
Tina Turner led the fan vote with more than 585,000 ballots.
Tommy James.
Number 2. Nigerian Afrobeat pioneer Fela Kuti.
That's a joke vote.
Came in second with more than 545,000
Tommy
votes.
James.
That's a joke vote.
The Go-Go's, Iron Maiden, Foo Fighters, top 5 in the fan votes for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So the top 5, obviously, artists selected by the public will comprise the fan ballot, which is tallied and factored in along with the other ballots sent to approximately 1,000 artists, historians, and members of the music industry. I found it interesting that Iron Maiden was on the list because we talked at one time where singer Bruce Dickinson was reported in 2018 where he referred to the Rock Hall as an utter and complete load of bullocks.
Oh, yeah.
And he said that, and he was pissed that in a later interview, he was pissed because he said, I was so annoyed with that coverage because they took my statement out of context to make it seem like I was upset that we weren't in the Hall of Fame. I'm happy we're not in there. I would never want to be there. If we're ever inducted, I'll refuse. They won't bloody be having my corpse in there. Rock and roll music does not belong in a mausoleum in Cleveland. It's a living, breathing thing. And if you put it in a museum, it's dead. It's worse than horrible. It's vulgar.
Is he still clinging to that belief?
We'll see.
Yeah,
we shall see, won't we?
I like that.
I mean, I want him voted in just to see.
Me too. Me too. Not an Iron Maiden fan, but that'd be
a
fun.
lot of people are. I mean, it was a huge band, right?
And we were surprised. We looked into how many albums they sold.
It was amazing.
120 million or something?
Worldwide. It was
a lot.
There were a lot. And I'd like to say quick rest in peace to Norman Lloyd, 106 years old. Just passed away yesterday. I mean, the guy worked with what's his face from California, Orson Welles and John Houseman at Mercury Theater, and he's the last of that breed. At 106, he passed away yesterday. So rest in peace, Norman Lloyd. I know.
Yeah, I don't know what he's been in, but I recognize the face.
Well, the big TV series that he was in that everybody remembers here in the U.S. was St. Elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
And,
right.
Then he was in, he was in a ton of movies with Orson Welles and Houseman. And, he really was a big theater guy. Mm-hmm. Loved that. But he came out west with Orson Welles when they were shooting the films. And he turned down a role in Citizen Kane.
And we lost him.
He went back east. And he said that he regretted that. I would say I wouldn't have regretted that.
No, what?
Norman.
I mean, I know most critics think it's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I do
not.
That
is the weirdest.
I do not.
It's an awful movie. It's an awful movie. I can't get through it.
I know.
I can't abide.
But we lost him. 106 years old, dead in Hollywood.
Right in the prime of life.
Right.
106.
106 years old. Born in 1914, man.
Only the good die young.
Thank you.
And so he was obviously quite good.
Which means that Jeffy will live forever.
Forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and he has.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. We haven't even scratched the surface of all the things going on that we got to get into.
Yeah.
We'll do that in just 1 minute, including Raynard Jackson, who is the founder and chairman of the Black Americans for a Better Future Fund. You got to hear what he has to say about the Georgia voting law. We'll share that with you coming up in a second here. But first, let me tell you about Omega XL. If you're a horse running in one of the Triple Crown events,
we've already talked a little bit about this.
And you've got some pain brought on by inflammation. Don't go to one of those steroidal rubs. It's just going to get you disqualified. Okay?
Possibly disqualified.
Possibly. Likely disqualified. Now, Omega XL, you rub that on him, and you don't even rub this. You put it right in his mouth, and he just swallows it because it'll be delicious to the horse. Don't worry
about it.
Maybe
hide it in an apple or something,
Right. Yeah.
Eat it.
Crush it up and put some sugar in it like you would spoon feed a baby, something like that.
Right.
But get the Omega XL in his system. He's going to run a lot better. He's going to feel better and run better.
And so will you.
And as a matter of fact, even if you're a human, especially if you're a human, same thing applies.
Yeah.
Take Omega XL. Sure helped me, and I really think there's a really good chance it's going to help you.
And you're not a racehorse.
Give it a shot. And I'm not a racehorse. Right.
You could identify as one.
I could actually take this steroid. I'm choosing not to because this works and it's all natural. So to get you started, when you go to Omega XL, you'll get, and you buy one bottle, you'll get a second bottle free. Visit OmegaXL.com/Pat, OmegaXL.com/Pat, or call 800-844-4888.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Anthony Osh tweets, I'm so changing my alarm to that Jeffy theme. Oh, it'll get you up, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea, actually. Pat's Paisley birthday pants tweets. I've been wondering where they are.
Yeah.
They're out there tweeting somewhere. The kids that play the Chewing the Fat opening should be commissioned to play Hail to the Chief whenever Joe Biden walks out on stage. Feels appropriate.
That would be fantastic.
From Stinky Biscuit, wouldn't you know it? The cowpea deniers out in full force.
Thank you. Thank you.
Copper Top Dan. Norman Lloyd was the strict school dean in Dead Poets Society.
Oh, yeah. Yes, if you remember that movie. Right, he was great.
Really good, yeah. Okay, we've got this Stacey Abrams thing. Well, it's not Stacey Abrams, but it's related to her in that the founder and chairman of the Black Americans for a Better Future Fund, Raynard Jackson, was speaking about this idiotic law. Now, this happened
like a month ago, right?
A month ago. Let me see if I can find the... So, it's amazing that you. Well, it isn't because we expect this now. It's just been pushed under the carpet.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
swept under the rug.
Doesn't matter, and the lies persist about the Georgia voting law.
You would think. All right, here's an important guy, a black man who is making a proclamation about this law, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Here is part of what Raynard had to say.
You had one person by the name of Stacey Abrams who lied and predicated upon a lie. She got Major League Baseball to relocate the game. She got corporations like Delta Airlines, Coca-Cola, to come out against the Georgia Integrity Act.
Right.
And they thereby supporting relocating the game from a 30% black town like Atlanta metro area to a 9% black town called Denver, Colorado.
Makes a lot of sense.
Does.
Now, maybe if their allegations of the bill supporting voter suppression and being racist, maybe you can make an argument.
No.
But if you read the bill, nothing could be further from the truth. Matter of fact, it's easier to vote in Atlanta now that bill is passed than it is in President Joe Biden's home state of Delaware.
Thank you.
And it's even, he goes on to say, even in Colorado.
That's such a great point, and very few people have made it.
And he goes on, and his opening is 4 minutes long there and he's setting those the rest of the speakers up. But he goes on to say that, Coca-Cola, good at making sodas. That's what they should keep doing. Delta, good at flying me from Washington, D.C. to here to Atlanta.
Right.
Keep that up.
Yeah.
But don't do any of this political stuff. He goes on to say, I want to walk into the store, and if I want to buy a Coke or a Pepsi and walk out with a smile. I don't want to have to purchase this thinking that I'm making some sort of political statement. That is awesome.
But that's not the world we live in.
No, it is not.
Anymore. It used to be that people were dissuaded from making those kinds of political statements because they didn't want to lose half their customer base. Apparently now,
doesn't matter.
They either don't think it matters, that nobody will back, nobody's going to do anything about it, or they don't care if maybe the ideology is more important than the bottom line. I don't know, but they do it all the time now, and I think it's because they get the cover from the media.
Right, and he talks about that at the end of that speech as well. As his 4 minutes, where he talks about the hosts and they perpetuate the lie, and it just continues. And they've had enough. These people behind me are, you saw the signs that they were holding if you're watching Blaze TV. I mean, independent thinkers. And
well, there's no room for them.
No.
I'm sorry. We can't have you thinking independently in the Democrat Party. What are you talking about, man? Come on. Get in line.
It's like our president mentioned about black people. He had to say it.
And by the way,
yeah.
What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community.
Right, not the blacks,
with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
But, black people are all in lockstep. They don't have any diversity there of thought. Come on now.
Well, Pat, they're not smart enough to get an ID.
Well, they don't even know where the DMV is, and they can't find out unless a white person helps them.
You can't use the internet.
Incredible that we're supposed to believe that.
I know, and it's incredible that they're bold enough to say racist things like that. It's unbelievable.
I know. It's in Biden's heart, for sure.
There's no question.
No question. How many examples do we have?
Many.
Whether it's a convenience store. You know? Or
Well, I mean, you can't go into one.
what?
What? What do you mean?
You can't go into one.
Well, not unless you have.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India.
But are you joking?
To a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts.
You don't mean
unless
that.
you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Oh, okay. So he's not joking.
He's not joking, I guess. As long as we're on the subject.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
Just amazing.
It's one after another.
And when you're hearing it again, it's worse.
Yeah.
Right. And we could do it all day if we wanted to. But
I mean, here it's clean. He's clean.
Yeah.
He's the first one.
Yeah.
He's the first one I've ever seen.
Articulate? That's a storybook, man. You just can't find them like that.
Right. That's what it is.
It is unbelievable. We're out of words.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's depressing. It is so grotesque. This guy.
Yep. And that's who Coke backs. That's who they side with. That's who Delta sides with.
Well, it's because they care about unity.
Sure,
and they're bringing the country together. They're bringing the world together, Pat.
Yeah.
Look at the world, how unified we are.
And they're free. They feel free to say all these things because they know, I think ultimately, the biggest issue is they know the right's not going to do anything about it. It's why I said the other day, maybe we should be adopting some of the tactics of the left and start boycotting these buffoons.
And seriously boycotting them.
Yeah.
Seriously boycotting them. Seriously doing it.
I mean, a full-on boycott.
Task. It's a difficult task.
And we don't like doing it.
No, because we like the products.
Yes, well, but we like the products, and we don't like to do that kind of activism. That's not really in our nature. But it's not working just saying things anymore.
Right.
That's not working. So...
I know. I know.
Maybe it's time. 888-900-3393.
Well, can we wait till after the show to finish this Coca-Cola Zero?
Oh, my gosh. You've got one in your hand as we're saying this.
Wait till we're done. I know.
That's your strong commitment, though, right
Thank
there.
you. Oh, after the show.
You only have one can.
After the show,
Usually there's like 12. He's got a 12-pack in here that he's down. But he's so pissed off at Coke right now.
Can't do it.
Limited it to one.
I'm down to 2 a day.
Are you really?
Pissed at
wow.
them. Yeah.
Wow.
Different than the 12-pack I keep down here.
I know.
Well, and Stu, I mean, it's what? 16 a day, every day for Stu. That guy digs his soda products. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Saw a thing this morning that the vaccine is ready now for kids.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
They got the go ahead.
Pfizer has prepared it for children under 16, I think, right? 12 to 15?
15, yeah.
Boy.
That's a relief.
So, yeah, take it easy.
Yeah.
Relax, man. Oof,
this is going to be good now.
It'll be good.
Start bringing kids into it.
Yay.
Told you the other day about the poor kid. Of course, it wasn't the Pfizer. It was the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. But the kid from Corner Canyon High School, a basketball star, I think he's 6'9", super healthy, really in shape, gets the vaccine and starts getting massive headaches afterward. So they took him to the doctor, and he's like, yeah, okay, we'll give you some medication for your headaches. You'll be fine, some antibiotics, whatever. Here, go home. And it got worse, kept getting worse and worse.
That was the Johnson & Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they finally did a CAT scan on him and found out he didn't have cats in his head like they initially suspected, which is why they scanned for the cats.
So they felt dumb giving him the CAT scan.
Yeah. But he had 2 blood clots in his brain and one just outside. And so he's in the hospital. And at first he was in ICU. I think he's been transferred to it. Yeah. Thank goodness. But he's fighting for his life. And his mom, just in this really emotional videos, it talks about how, I thought it was the right thing. But she said, I don't want to convince anybody else not to get the vaccine. I'm just telling you.
What happened here?
What happened here?
Well, and now there's this high school, I forget where. It's weird. You have to have 55 hours of community service to graduate. To quote Jeffy, no. 20.
How about no?
How about no? What are they, prisoners? So anyhow, you can knock out 25 of those 55 community service hours if you get the vaccine.
Well, that's nice.
We're bribing our kids to get injected with something for the benefit of graduation?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what have we done?
Well, we're already splitting up. The vaccinated and the unvaccinated. Right?
We are.
I got an email the other day from a listener talking about their doctor's office. If you're unvaccinated, you can be over there on the other side of the office.
It's Jim Crow 2.0.
We're going to send somebody else over there to see you.
Yeah.
Well, we still get seen, not by the doctor, by the assistant. But that's the sick side. We're not. You can't be over here. So we're already dividing it up. It's already there.
Yep. And it's going to get worse because they've approved the vaccine now for 12 to 15-year-olds when they don't need it. They don't need it.
Let them be outside.
It's asinine. But yeah, like you said, this local high school offering these students half their required community service hours. And again, how do you require that in a high school? To get your diploma, I've got to do 50 hours. Not that it's not a good thing. It's a really nice thing.
And depending
should
on
be
the
voluntary,
private,
though.
I was sent my oldest son to private school for many years, and they expected even the parents to have service hours.
How'd you get around that?
I will say.
Who's graduating here?
How about no?
How about no?
I did work out a deal on that though.
You did.
Oh no!
Let's
hear
the
it.
priest. Yeah.
No, let's hear it. No, let's hear
you.
We put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together. You got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads. You got 30 minutes.
And we're done. And I sold it. We're good.
So
30 minutes.
Who gets the diploma at that school? Did you get a diploma?
No, I did not.
Okay, then no. Then I'm not doing anything. And I disagree. By the way, there should be no community service requirement. My kid isn't going to school.
How I got around that bad.
I hope to hear that.
No, of course there shouldn't be.
My kid doesn't go to school to better the community. My kid goes to school to learn. Why don't you? If you guys can master teaching kids things,
would be good.
Then we can move on to other stuff like community service. Yeah. Oh my gosh!
I don't mind it being voluntary.
I don't either.
If it's
voluntary, yes,
you
making
can't
it part
force them.
Well, it is voluntary. Just do it.
It is voluntary. You cannot do it, and we just won't give you the diploma.
Correct.
That's all.
I don't know what you're arguing about.
You just don't graduate high school. How's that?
And you don't have to get the vaccine. You can still do 50 hours of other community service, so zip it.
What a world. Holy cow, what a world. All right. Trying to sell your home, it can be a challenge right now. But it can be a really good challenge because the home prices, if you're selling, it's definitely a seller's and owner's market right now.
No kidding.
People are getting outrageous prices. I just heard a second or third hand story about somebody who had 75 offers on their home.
Oh, I believe that.
And they kept coming, and they had to cut it off at a certain point.
Oh man!
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know how many times I've sold the house I'm renting?
How many?
I can't tell. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay. Another off the air.
All right. Well, if you want somebody to see you through this process and give you really good advice, it's Real Estate Agents I Trust. This is Glenn's company. He has his team carefully vet all of these agents so that you can rest assured they're the best in your area. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com. Anybody else find it interesting, like we have this morning, that there's these intense GM electric vehicle ads that are being jammed down our throats, and then there's some sort of situation where we don't have our usual supply of oil.
Weird.
Huh. Gas stations are actually running out of gas, of gasoline.
And they're saying that they might get that pipeline back online
by the end of the week.
They've got a few offshoots open, but I think 3 or 4 of the main ones that were shut down are still shut down. And the funny thing is, they haven't said what the ransom called for.
I'm wondering what is.
They didn't say, "Hey, we got ransomware," and they said, "Pay us $8 billion in Bitcoin," or "We want Dogecoin," or whatever. It was just like, "Oh, ransomware, shut it down."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's got pictures of somebody.
It is interesting. They haven't said anything about that.
Anyway.
But anyway, all of these coincidences reminded me of GM's electric vehicle ads that they've been running. And here's their Super Bowl ad from this last February. Goes a little something
Norway
like this.
sells way more electric
Remember that?
cars per capita than the U.S.?
Yeah.
Norway. Stand for
Will Ferrell is so funny.
With GM's new Ultium battery, we're going to crush those losers. Crush them! Let's go, America. Keenan, Norway's out EVing us. Wait, what's this?
Oh, it's my daughter's birthday. She's really into pirates
I don't
lately.
care. Grab an EV, meet me in Norway.
Okay, can I say goodbye to my family?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
That's why I don't care.
Aquafina, sorry to disturb you, but Norway's beating us at EVs.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. Meet me there in an hour.
Can I ride with you?
No! GM's Ultium battery is made for all types of vehicles, so soon everyone
Is there no
can
room in the
drive
car? Why can't she ride with him? That's not a good plan.
Oh.
No.
Why didn't we all just go together?
Knowing Will, he's probably flying private.
Hey, Norway, listen up, you fish-loving! Oh, this place is adorable. Damn it. Where are you guys?
We're in Finland. Where are you?
I'm in Norway.
Wow, that's racist.
You're in Sweden.
Damn it!
We're coming, Norway. And here it is, 30 new EVs by 2025?
Yeah.
Jeez. So, yeah, I'm sure just completely coincidental.
Now that may have been pushed back a little now that we have a chip shortage.
Hold
Yeah, right.
on.
So
You forget it. Really? You think?
Really what?
The GM ad is has anything to do with? No, you're probably right.
no, that's what he's saying.
That's
It's
what I'm saying.
impossible.
It's a complete coincidence.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Wow.
I'm saying that one has absolutely nothing to do with the other.
My gosh, Keith,
I
what
mean,
is your
of
deal?
all the things happening in the world that you are suspicious of, this is
just another one.
Yeah.
It's just another one. Yeah.
How about that Arizona audit?
How about it?
How about it? I wonder what that's gonna. Oh, maybe that's the distraction, right? Did somebody suggest that earlier?
Yes.
That
But-
this is the distraction from that.
Mhm.
I don't know. Help us.
I mean, how many things do you think they're doing at once? It's not just one.
No, it is
I
not.
guarantee you that.
No, it is not.
The other thing that I found fascinating this morning, well, one of the many, is that the Pfizer CEO. Do we have the video?
Yeah.
don't we?
So he's being interviewed. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even want to tell you. Let this unfold.
Okay.
Organically.
A question for you. I've heard you have not yet had
Pfizer CEO.
Your shot. When do you plan to get it?
Oh my!
Sooner I can, I will. The only sensitivity here, Meg, is that I don't want to have an example that I'm cutting the line.
Oh, okay.
I'm 59
Perfectly
years
reasonable.
old, in good health.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not working in the front line.
Right.
So my
Gotta get it
time
out there.
is not recommended to get vaccination now. So that's one consideration.
Wait, did he say he was 69?
59.
59. Okay, he's 59 years old.
That's in the second window.
Yeah, you could have had your shot by
I mean,
now.
12-year-olds can get it, right?
A long time ago, yeah. And he's the CEO of the company with
Yeah, but
probably the
think
most
how-
prevalent vaccine.
Think how bad that would look if he got it before anybody else. I mean, people would be
I think
pissed.
they'd be fine. Look at all the
No.
Congress people. All
What?
of Congress has it already. All of Congress.
That's my point.
So-
is that no one would be angry.
Nobody, right,
Nobody would
yes.
be angry.
No, he'd be
with
setting the example.
With the Pfizer CEO
Of course.
getting his own vaccine.
Of
No one would
course.
be angry about that.
No, they would not.
So it is interesting
it is
that he
interesting.
hasn't.
Yeah,
It
that's
is interesting that
kind
he
of
hasn't, isn't it?
another weird sort of coincidence or irony. Just another situation in the world.
I get it soon.
Interesting.
I don't,
And Moderna-
want to cut in line.
And Moderna has got their new booster shot ready to go, right?
Oh,
Moderna.
goody.
So you got the 2 shots from
So
Moderna.
more
and
crap
they've
in my
got-
body.
And they've got another booster, I think, that's ready to go.
Oh, that's perfect.
For that for the other variants.
Finally.
If you
So
don't
thank
have
you.
enough
I know.
toxins in your body, now's your
you.
chance to add to whatever's going on in your veins.
So if you get it, which one will it be?
I don't know. My doc and I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and they don't give it at that doctor's office, so he didn't roll it out to me. We had a long talk about all of them.
Right. Think about how many things he's got to go over with his doctor. These visits take forever. They cover a lot of ground. He can get to that.
He's had the Moderna. My doc has had the Moderna, and he believes in that one.
Okay.
The Johnson & Johnson he wasn't too big of a fan of, and the rest of them were the mRNAs. But he's had the Moderna, and I went on, the feeling that get the Moderna. And
I'm thinking about a cocktail of Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson.
I'm not necessarily opposed to that.
And AstraZeneca.
A suicide.
And, you know what? And then give me the boost. Give me
Yes.
the booster shot at the same time.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's have it all.
Yeah.
By the way, the guy that went and took that vaccine out of the stores, he's been arrested.
I knew that was going to happen.
But he's getting them tested, though.
Let's see. Just since Joe Biden took over, January 20th, this is just a really partial list just off the top of my head.
Are you going to recap?
Oh, that's what you've been hammering out over there during the break? Okay.
Inflation, gas shortage.
Well, a little bit of inflation.
Tension with Russia, tension with China, rocket attacks on Israel from Hamas, and Israeli retaliation. What other things can we
you're missing a big
come
one.
up with here?
You really asking here?
The executive orders, 50 of them, after he was so pissed off about the executive orders that came from Donald Trump. Now he's done 50 already.
Well, we just
immigration.
had to get rid of those.
Immigration. Oh my gosh,
that's our big boy there.
Huge problem at the border.
We had to get rid of those executive orders that Trump did.
Yes, had to nullify all of them.
Now, are we doing threats or just things that have already happened?
Just the things that have gone on already.
Because there's a pandemic going on, so you can't expect if there was a pandemic that actually mattered, you'd think that we would want to close the border and not have it 62,000 a day or
you would
how many
think
ever
that.
they are saying is okay to come into the country, right?
We've got masks in federal buildings. We've got masks on planes extended through at least mid-September.
Well, that's for your safety. Get over it. Go on.
Okay. Portland's still burning to the ground.
Oh, geez. Portland situation is insane. When they're allowing these people to be armed to the teeth and they're controlling intersections and demanding that you stop your car and just wait.
And now you're talking about literal no-go zones.
Yeah.
We're just
absolutely. In Plano, Texas, you've got douchebags blocking off intersections, a cop standing there presiding over it. And when a motorist comes up and is all hacked off, like any of us would be, a little bit indignant of being stopped by people who don't have the authority to stop him, goes and pleads his case to the cop, and the cop does nothing.
I'm kind of on the cop's side there for one reason. When you listen and watch that video, you hear other sirens coming, and he's all by himself. Which is an amazing thing because we never saw any video that might be out there, but I never saw any video post that. I don't know if we know when other officers arrived and cleaned him out and got him going, but he's there by himself. He's got angry people in their cars, some people getting out of their cars. He's got an angry crowd that's stopping traffic. He's just trying to keep the peace. Right, he's trying to keep everybody.
Which is why he should have moved along the protesters, got out of the intersection.
But I mean, he's trying, right? And now you've got people coming from the
cars. He's just standing there. He's not trying at all to do anything
coming from the cars, coming up and starting fights. He's trying to keep the peace.
The guy did not start a fight,
and I didn't see the police officer address the BLM people once
at all.
So I mean, maybe say something to them, like, "Okay, come on, let's let the people come through."
And we don't know what happened after. I never saw any audio.
That's a fair point. No, it's good. It's
I think it's insane. Absolutely, it's absolutely insane, and I don't know what else you do because where they're at,
you call for backup
under the overpass and the intersections.
His feet are in cement there. He's not over here to break this piece to keep the peace over here where these guys are.
No, he's not doing anything about it.
Why isn't he in the shot right now? I'm gonna take 2 steps out. Look, he should be between them, not the legal. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's good. That's good. But he's going after him, Jeffy.
I understand.
He is not addressing the BLM people at all. He has not once turned to them to speak at them at all. Now I'm going to do something because we've taken about 40
steps back. Just tell him the guy to get back, and it's just trying to keep the peace. I understand.
And he's going at the root of the problem in his eyes, which is this guy getting out of his car. Unacceptable. No, you turn toward these guys. You put your arms out toward them and usher them to the sidewalk. Leave this guy alone. Let him
and
go
you
to
call
his
for
car.
backup and you get him the hell out of the intersection.
Yeah, and that may have happened. I don't know that.
By the way, you
Doesn't
made a
look like
point
it.
just a second ago when you said, Jeffy, you said no-go zones. It just struck me when you said that. We used to mock France for parts of Paris being no-go zones where the police would not go to deal with radical Islam. And
we had them at the time, too. They just didn't call them that,
Well, I'm just saying that to your point, yeah, Portland, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
There are no-go zones.
Absolutely.
It's just it's not radical Muslims, it's Antifa.
Right.
We've got our own no-go zones here in America. It's so sad.
They're still creating these autonomy zones.
Yes.
All over the country.
Yeah.
But it's especially prevalent in the Northwest.
Yes.
In Portland, in Seattle.
Well, it's because they've let it go for so long.
Nothing's being done about it
There you
now.
go. There you
They're
go.
still not doing anything about it.
It festers.
So now it's spread all the way to Plano, Texas, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. The least likely place of all, maybe, to expect something like that to happen. And the police to do nothing about it.
What's going to happen, though, here in Texas and probably Florida is that they're going to test the waters and somebody's going to get violently hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Test these new laws.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same as those damn Israelis protecting Jerusalem because they're being attacked, not those damn Hamas members
Terrorists.
attacking others. It's just that's what's going to turn into. It's going to be your fault.
Yep. And it's going to get bloody. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Otherwise, or we just unify and everybody's happy.
We unify. How do we do
unity? We just come together and everybody's going to be happy.
All right.
I mean, that could happen, right?
Well, not unless somebody helps that process along.
Okay, well.
I don't see much of that.
Well, Monkey's probably involved as well.
Let me ask you. Come on, get together, everybody. Please. Be nice to each other.
Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together and try to love one another right now.
Right now?
There, we did it. We did it.
Thank you.
We
Done.
just did it. Thank you.
Right now.
You're welcome. I mean, all I'm saying is...
All you young bloods, come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Right now.
Right.
Would you
Think
please?
about it. Think about it.
Think about it. And that's a great point too, Jeffy. Think about it. If you were just to think about these things, it would just do a world of good. It really would.
You're welcome.
People are getting pissed off, though.
I know.
You got this motorist. You got parents going to school board meetings, and this is great. It heartens me a little bit to see the parents pushing back at the school districts with the school boards, who are just, in most cases, a bunch of a-holes sitting there and ignoring everything that the parents are saying. These parents are pouring out their hearts, pleading to them.
I don't care.
And here's another instance of a parent who's just demanding that schools reopen.
Will you promise us, not say, geez, I hope so.
New
we
York
all
State.
Hope so.
New York.
Will you promise us that you will have every student in school 5 days a week come September 6th or whatever that first day is?
Without masks?
Will you give us your word as parents, students, and so on that you will do that, or you'll resign and find someone who does, someone who can? Because there's hundreds of superintendents who have succeeded. So, this is 18 months, ladies and gentlemen. 18 months. Are you willing to put your name on the line and say, I promise you every student will be in school
No vaccine.
September
Not a
5th or whatever?
chance.
No vaccine
Yes or
requirement, no mask.
Please.
Caveats.
Say that.
I would say that I will promise the community that everything in our power.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a no because I only got 3 minutes and I'm on the clock. So you're not going to give us your word. You will do it or you'll split.
That's
it.
No, that's not.
Clayton.
I get a chance to talk.
No, so do
Okay.
I. So do I. Hold on. We'll stop the clock for you. We'll stop the clock. Can we stop it?
There you go. We're going to stop the clock
It's
for him,
not
which is
it's not a
surprise.
fair question. And you know it's not a fair question.
It's a fair question.
So
There's thousands of school districts that are fully open.
I get it.
So we can hire somebody else who can do the job.
No, you don't get it.
You're not doing the job, my friend. You're not getting the job done. You're just not.
Clayton, first of all, let's not direct it at individuals. That's part of
None of you are getting the job
I'm
done.
directing it at all of you.
Okay?
Clayton.
None of you are getting the job done. There are
Thank you.
suicidal children in this district. They need to go back to school.
Yep.
And you are not getting the job done. If you can't do the job, God bless you. I know you're trying. Let's get somebody who can. There's thousands of superintendents in this country
Listen to this.
that have gotten the kids back in school. It's not impossible. It's hard, and Mike Mendoza makes it really hard, but it's possible. You will not even, you won't even tell us a year after any number of other people have done it that you're not going to promise us you're going to do it. We need someone else if you won't do that. That's just the way it is. You make $250,000 a year. You make more money than Cuomo. Cuomo's the highest paid governor in the United States, $225,000. You make more than
Clayton, I will ask you again, please.
Okay.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
That's the problem.
I want
because
to run
education's a big business.
Hello, my
for
name
these
is Jeff
bureaucrats.
Fisher, and I'm running for Pittsburgh. What city is that?
No,
Pittsford,
Pittsford, New York. Yeah,
Pittsford, New York. I'm running for school board.
That's the problem. It's a big business for these bureaucrats. It's not about education. But by the way, you can't run for school board. I already did nominate you yesterday for president of the United States on Twitter. So
I'm in.
So we need to get behind that campaign. So concentrate on one campaign at a time.
We put an escalator up to Air Force One. Day one. My first thing.
Yeah.
Executive order.
What else is on the Jeffy platform, though?
Escalator to Air Force
Is there
One.
some new alloy that you've heard of that would support your weight?
Oh, no.
Do you know if, if there is...
I read a story the other day. I don't have it in front of me, but how fat shaming and BMI shaming has become the norm around the country
No, we
now.
hate it, don't we, Keith? We
I
talked
hate it.
about how...
I don't know what made me think of that.
Not abide it.
Yeah. That was kind of weird how you brought that up out of whole cloth, Jeffy, that story.
All right, let me tell you about Rough Greens, because if you haven't tried Rough Greens for your dog yet, then you're missing out. And especially right now, there's no reason not to. They'll send you a free bag. All you have to do is pay for shipping. They'll send you a free bag of the stuff for your dog to try out and see if your dog loves it like mine does. Because there's all kinds of vitamins and minerals, probiotics, and the omega oils. Pretty much all the things your dog needs to be more active, to be healthier. And most dogs love this stuff right out of the gate. Hear stories all the time about dogs, even picky dogs, who literally just wolf this down. And who can blame them? Because I'm sure it's delicious. I actually have not tried this for myself. I've just given it to my dog, and she can testify to you that she won't eat her food without it. So to see if your dog will be the same way, because not all are. Rough Greens says that sometimes it takes a dog a little bit longer to get used to Rough Greens. So they're going to send you that free bag, and you can try it out. All you pay is shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFF greens.com. Or call 833-ROUGH-DOG.
Pat Gray returns.
All right. There is some hope in the world. This looks like a millennial. This girl who's ranting about virtue signaling.
Good stuff.
It's great to see that not all youth have completely bought in to the woke culture nonsense. And she talks about it.
There's too much virtue signaling going on and not enough virtue. I am so tired of people shoving the shot and face coverings down our throats. Stop using your platforms to install fear. The lack of respect for people that choose to not be an experiment or choose to not smother themselves with a face diaper coming from people that promote my body, my choice is astounding. If I had to choose between getting the shot and jumping out of a plane without a parachute, I'd say gas that plane up, baby. No one is telling you can't mask up. No one is telling you can't get the Fauci ouchie, so stop demanding me to. If you're still scared, stay 6 feet away. Life's too short to live my life the way you want me to in order to make you feel comfortable. It's been over a year. I'm not responsible for your fears. I'm going to trust my immune system and allow my body to do its job while you stuff your face with free donuts for getting a shot in order to be healthy. That sounds like a bigger issue. I'm tired of being lectured about caring for others by people that wish me dead in the same sentence. It's not my job to make you comfortable, and it's not my job to keep you healthy. Stay out of my business.
Boom.
Gas that plane up.
No doubt.
Good stuff.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. What you said there.
I got an amen.
Amen.
He just died too.
Who did?
Ernest Angley.
Who?
Ernest Angley.
I don't know. Ernest.
That's the preacher man you're mimicking.
No, this is many preacher people. It could be anybody. Could be anybody.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All
What did he die of, Ernest?
He was 99.
Oh, okay. But what did he die of? They're in the prime of his life.
I mean, you didn't die when you hit 99.
He
No, I
didn't
didn't.
even
I
hit
thought so.
triple digits yet, and he's keeling over
I
already.
know.
Man, what a wuss.
I know.
Bailing out like that.
It could have been
We
the
lost him.
lawsuits.
He was right there.
Yeah, we
Could have
lost
been
him.
all the lawsuits. You don't know.
Here's another feel-good video. We like to, after depressing you for the first 2 hours, we like to spend the end of the show to just give you some hope too. Yesterday, Amy Klobuchar was just babbling, ranting, and raving about stuff.
Absolutely awesome.
It's so great. This is going to make you feel good. And Ted Cruz's reaction to her nonsense.
And she's
is
talking to
priceless.
him.
Yeah, she's talking directly to him.
When in fact you, Senator Cruz,
Watch Ted.
not all of your colleagues here today, you were contesting the Electoral College. You were leading, one of the leaders on the effort to say that the election results were not correct. And so you wonder why we want to make sure that people have the right to vote.
Looking at his phone. That's all he's doing. He doesn't look up once.
Fan.
She addresses him. He doesn't even turn when she addresses him.
That's
he
great.
never even gives her the
time of
satisfaction
day, nothing.
of even making eye contact.
He
That's
doesn't
so
even
great.
take a sip of the Diet Dr. Pepper he's got there. Nothing.
Nope. He's just showing her. Nope. I'm completely
He's got
ignoring
the
you.
phone
I don't
here,
care.
just
You
checking.
Mean nothing
say
to me.
whatever you want. I'm not listening to a word of it.
Be interesting to see what he actually tweeted at the exact time.
Oh.
So great. All right. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Now, the man we all miss, who was in office for too short a time, is tweeting again.
Barack
Well, he's
Obama.
just not
Oh,
tweeting. No, it is not Barack Obama.
Okay,
this happens
sorry,
to be
misunderstood.
Donald J. Trump.
Oh, okay.
Put on his website.
Yeah, no, he's created a new way to communicate to his audience.
Yes, he has.
He's created a website.
So now he says. So now even our Kentucky Derby winner, Medina Spirit, is a junkie. This is emblematic of what is happening to our country. The whole world is laughing at us as we go to hell on our borders, our fake presidential election, and everywhere else. So there you go.
Good times. They can't let him go though, and look, he helps it along with this kind of stuff too. But they can't let him go. I mean, they're beating him up
CNN
because
every day.
The construction at the White House that's being done now is his fault because he should have done it when he was president and decided not to. But Biden decided that he was going to. But the reason we're dealing with this noise and all this business around the White House is because Donald Trump didn't do it. Oh, okay. And now the family is taking care of Secret Service business. We're getting those stories, which there's no proof of. It's just that, there's, I'm sure, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if you're a Secret Service guy, why not?
Well, because you can't. They don't.
It's very difficult not to.
You don't get into a relationship with the people.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
protecting.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't do that.
So it's against the rules of the Secret Service.
Sure it is. Absolutely is.
Yeah.
That never happened. Never.
Okay. So you're alleging, obviously.
I'm not alleging anything. I'm just saying I understand.
Yeah.
When you're in close proximity to others.
We've never dated. You're in close proximity to me.
Jeffy's not your type. Let's be honest. That's
No,
a
he
bad
really
example.
isn't. No, you got that right. He really is not.
That hurts a little bit. Okay. Fine. Whatever.
Did you also see, as we're talking of Trump momentarily here, nearly half of U.S. voters oppose Facebook's permanent ban of him. So that means nearly half of Americans are for free speech. What a consolation prize! Yay! Rasmussen found 48% of voters surveyed opposed Facebook's decision to make Trump's ban from the platform permanent, while 41% favored the ban. Now, those are just the Democrat haters who just hate his guts no matter what. They don't care if it violates the Constitution. They don't care. Just shut
not
Trump
about
up.
violating the Constitution, Pat. It's about making sure that misinformation and lies don't make it to a social platform.
Right, exactly. Because the American people are too stupid to separate fact from fiction or make up their own minds.
I know. And they've got a completely politically correct board at Facebook. You know, the people for I forget what they call their board. Their
Facebook
oversight
Supreme
board.
Court or
their
whatever.
oversight board. Yeah, because you were speaking. You talked a little bit about the Danes earlier in the show.
Who punch above their weight.
Yeah. Well, Barack's girlfriend, the head of the Danes. There,
Oh, yeah.
She's on that oversight board.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, just another amazing coincidence. I'm sure one doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Absolutely not. I don't know what made me think of it.
So anyway, in this Rasmussen poll, 48-41. 48 voters opposed the decision, 41% favor, 10% of respondents don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's something that says you should be able to say things. How do you get 10% of the population to say, I don't know? I don't know.
I mean,
that's insane. That's insane.
I don't have an opinion about that. I don't know.
That's worse than the 41% who are in favor of the ban.
And that
I don't know.
That 10% always gets assimilated into the stupid column there. So they'll go with ban him, because someone will come by and say, but it's he incites violence. Okay, you're right. And
Yeah. Well, if you don't know, they get tied. So you end up having a majority of people that say they don't want him back on the platform, right? When really it's not that, but they add the 10% of I don't knows. Yeah.
I don't know.
You want something fun? You want a fun video?
Well, I wanted.
You want to see that dog?
No.
Go up to the fence? There's a dog that goes up to a
we'll save
fence.
that for another day when we got more time to ruminate over it
Yeah, we
afterwards.
don't have enough
'cause
time.
I want to really delve into it.
several
There's
minutes.
too many subtle nuances to that video that we need to explore.
There actually are.
And so
Very funny.
we don't have time right now. Right. But what I did want to get into is this fantastic, the Twitter situation where people went nuts over Tim Tebow being signed by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
So they posted this side-by-side of Colin Kaepernick kneeling with Tim Tebow also kneeling in prayer. And Kaepernick, of course, is protesting the United States of America. No, they're not both praying.
All right.
No. So
Yeah, the guy on the left is
I misunderstood the kneeling.
Yeah, he's praying to Gaia on the left. He's praying to God on the right.
Actually, I don't think he's praying about anything.
You're right.
So Jason Whitlock tweeted out because the big Twitter thing was, all right, what's the difference here? I can't quite put my finger on it.
Tebow hasn't played in the NFL since 2012, gets another shot. Kaepernick hasn't played since 2016, gets nothing.
Why would that be?
Can't seem to put my finger on it. I don't know.
One's black and one's white. Is it what they want you to come?
Yes. Oh,
they want you to
that where they're leading us?
Come to that conclusion.
What did Whitlock say?
Fortunately, Jason Whitlock,
he was great.
Came to the rescue. How about this? One wants to play football. One blackmailed the NFL into a settlement and blew off a workout. Gets nothing? He took a cash buyout, martyrdom, Nike shoe deal, and the Angels, Angela Davis starter kit. So, hello. Yeah, and not only was it a buyout from the NFL, it was a $20 million buyout. And then I believe the deal with Nike is also $20 million.
Is that a lot?
It's more than the average American salary. I'll say that.
But it's not as much as Roger Goodell makes. The job that you will hold one day, Jeffy.
I want that gig back.
Oh, would that be a sweet gig?
Yes.
Hey, will you let me make the NFL schedule when you're the commissioner?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It comes out today, by the way. For those
good. All right. Well,
man, we
barely scratched the surface.
Yeah, the dog video, right? The dog at the fence.
We'll get to it because there's some subtle nuances that I really want to take a deep dive into. There's
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.